Good afternoon from the Granite City, where today Aberdeen take on Hearts in the Scottish Premiership. The Dons have been immense at home this season. They're looking for a 9th consecutive win at Pittodrie, and that would be their best run here since 1986, when a certain Sir Alex was at the helm. These are the standings. Derek McInnes' side in second. They could pull 11 points clear of Rangers with a victory here. Hearts are back in 4th, still with European ambitions, but the gap to 3rd is 6 points now, and St Johnstone are also looking right behind them. We are with an Aberdeen legend today. Alex McLeish is with us alongside Michael Stewart as well, a former Hearts captain, Stephen Craigan as well. Let me come to you first, because as I just said, Aberdeen are trying to make it 9 wins in a row at home, and well, they've not done that here since 1986, and I think you were playing.
Yeah, although I thought it was in an earlier era than that. I never realised it was in 1986. That was this season. I think we'd done a cup double, Scottish Cup, League Cup. But it's great for Derek to make these achievements, but I'm sure he would want to be getting silverware, just to really make his mark in football, and certainly in the Aberdeen history.
This place, though, has certainly been a stronghold this season, Pittodrie.
It has been, and I was here last week for Aberdeen Motherwell, and you just sensed the body language of the players. They believed they were going to win the game. How they went about it, the way they moved the ball, the confidence they had, even right up until the 90th minute, when the goal came along. There was still belief in the squad that they felt they were going to get. I think this was their 8th goal they've scored in the last minute of games. So they don't panic, they're composed, they've got a lot of belief, the fans stayed with them, and they got their reward.
11 goals they've scored in the last 10 minutes of games as well.
And 8 games, including the Cups, they've won with goals in the last 5 minutes, so this is no fluke.
No, it's not, and Derek McInnes has spoken about it throughout the season as well, that the mentality of the players, they don't know when they're beaten or when they're going to drop points. They keep going till the end, and it's not a fluke. That is something that is borne out by the mentality of the team, and that's the reason why they've got the the potential of equaling that record from Alex's time.
Yeah, absolutely. They have made one change today. Aberdeen, Andy Considine is back from suspension, so he comes back into what we assume is a back 4. It was a back 3 last time out against Motherwell. Jayden Stockley drops onto the bench, and Hearts are unchanged after the good win at home against Hamilton. Aaron Hughes has been struggling with a calf injury. He's back, but only on the bench. On Hearts, a lot of talking was done after the Hamilton result last week, but now a chance to back that up, because they've got a tough run of fixtures.
Yeah, they have. Obviously, this is the first of that tough run. Then Celtic at home and St Johnstone away, so it's a very tough run. And it's up against, as we've already just spoken about, a difficult opposition in Aberdeen at home. But these are the games that are going to define, Ian Cathro's tenure, whether it's going to be a success.
I totally agree with you.
And it's not easy. He does.
Ian Cathro needs the result, but coming out here and winning and really cementing himself.
He needs to get this result and back it up again, because we had the Rangers result earlier on, and then there was a Motherwell result off the back of that, but then it died a death. There was poor results. He needs a sustained period of 5-6 games. You can't have just little bursts, because you don't build up any momentum on them.
OK, well, let's hear from both of the bosses ahead of kick-off. Ian Cathro and Derek McInnes have been speaking to Emma Dodds.
Derek, the games against Hearts have been tight and physical so far this season. Are you expecting similar today?
I don't think it'll be over physical. I don't think it's ever boiled over, but certainly very competitive, and I think that's something that we want to do well today as well, and make sure we don't get pushed about. I think there's a lot of good players in show for both teams, players that will want to get the ball down. I think the pitch will prove difficult. I think you'll see that as the game goes on as well. But we're trying to bring certainly that quality in the final third of the pitch. I do think in those middle 2/3 we've got to make sure we're certainly aggressive enough, competitive enough, and try and make the game go our way.
Ian, you bring your Hearts side here to Pittodrie. What sort of a challenge are you expecting from Aberdeen today?
It's a very big challenge. This is the type of game which demonstrates the difference in the competition between the teams that want to be pushing higher. We are one of those teams. We've probably not quite performed to that level, certainly on a consistent basis, and today is an opportunity for us to show that we have those qualities.
One change for you today, Andrew Considine straight back in after suspension in place of Jayden Stockley. How will that impact the shape of the team?
Well, obviously we've played against a couple of teams recently. We went with a back 3 and we went with 2 strikers in some sort of shape or form, but made a decision between Adam and Jayden today, to be honest. I think it's harsh on Jayden, but we bring Andy back in, a more familiar shape about us in terms of that 4-3-3, 4-4-1-1. So we feel we need 3 in the middle of the park. with Johnny Hayes and Nam McGinn on the side, it fell on one striker. So we fell for Rooney today. Hopefully it proves the right decision, but we've got good options on the bench to come on and hopefully change the game if it isn't going our way.
You've named an unchanged side from that very clinical performance against Hamilton last weekend. Something similar what you're hoping for today?
Result-wise, yeah, for sure. I think the game will be different. I expect there to be, a different flow to the game today. It will be. There's no doubt about that. But we're ready for those things. We respect those things. We're ready, and we look forward to it.
Hearts have found it tricky away from home this season. I think it's just 2 wins from 13 on the road. What do you put that down to?
Every game is an individual thing, we can reflect on some games where there were some freak situations towards the end when we were in complete control, and some of those were prior to my time being here. So I think what's important is we look at each game as its own thing, and there's no problem, there's no long-term problem that we have. We're ready for what comes ahead of us today, and we look forward to it.
Thank you for talking to us. Good luck.
Thank you.
You do wonder what Ian Cathro would have learned from the last meeting just before New Year. It was 1-0 on the night to Aberdeen, but there was a big difference in the teams that night, wasn't there?
There was a real gulf between the sides. Aberdeen went down to Tynecastle and really bossed the game from start to finish, and the scoreline didn't show that, but there was a definite gap and gulfing between the two teams, and predominantly they killed Hearts in the wide areas, and perhaps that's why Derek McInnes has gone to a more familiar shape, because Hearts are definitely a team that look to play through the middle in tight areas, and Aberdeen exploited that at Tynecastle, and I'm pretty sure it's what they'll be looking to do here again. Yeah,
back in December, just 3 points between the two teams. The gap is 14 now. It's a huge difference. A lot of talk around here today as well about the Scotland squad that's been named, and a bit of disappointment as well that first of all Shinnie is not in it, and also Kenny McLean not there either. A player you've been watching closely this season, and I know you like him, Stephen.
Yeah, because I feel he's probably playing at his best moment of his career, Dal. His consistency level's gone up. He's dominating games a lot more. He's mixing up between playing a little bit deeper. His range of passing is terrific, but he's got this little burst of pace and the ability to step into the game, to take players out of the game, not just by passing, but his ability to dribble by people. That just opens the game up. Alec made a great point off air that he said that he feels as if he has to do it in the bigger games.
He's got to take it
against Hearts today.
He's got to take it another step.
That's where you're going to be judged.
Take it another step. Yeah. Gordon Strachan played at a fantastic level, so he's looking for players of a fantastic level, and they have to excel against Rangers and Celtic, and especially in big occasions like cup finals. Kenny's now getting a bit of consistency. Let's see if he's a fantastic end to the season, then Gordon can think about him again.
It's not just those big games. He has to score more goals, more assists, those things that catch the eye, which will help him as well.
100 appearance for the Dons as well today.
You'd expect him to get more goals, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. If you want goals, what about Jamie Walker not in the Scotland squad? Hearts, no Scotsman has scored more goals this season.
Goals this season. I think that he's a player that will be disappointed not to get in the squad, because he's a player of real ability. All different types of goals as well. You see, he scores with his head, he scores free kicks, long range, he scores tap-ins. He's somebody that is a real threat. And this is a wonderful technique as well. And he plays in a lot of different areas, naturally a wide area, but drifts in the middle of the park. And somebody that scores that number of goals, always a threat.
He's been the go-to man, hasn't he? He's the one player that in tight games where Hearts are looking to break the deadlock, he's normally the one that delivers. He's a little bit of pace, he's a little bit of ability. The fact that he drifts all over the pitch, really, really pleasing in the eye.
What you would say though is there's a lot of competition in the wide places for Scotland when you think Ryan Fraser, Matt Phillips have stepped it up, Oliver Burke, Matt Ritchie, James Forrest, Snodgrass has played out there as well.
Gordon would need to pick 100, to keep everybody happy. Yeah. Jamie Walker, I'm sure his time will come. But at the moment, if he goes in the squad, does he get a game? And then that'll be the next moan from the fans. So Gordon's got a tough choices, but I think we've got to respect that he's a man in charge. And just now, and what he's seen in England as well as in Scotland, I think he's chosen the right squad.
At least it gives us something to talk about. Absolutely. We're looking forward to the game here today. Aberdeen are looking for back-to-back victories against Hearts, while the Jambos are hoping last week's return to form was a sign of things to come. And the sunglasses are out today. The action is next.